Welcome to Aesop in Real Life, a channel where we merge ancient wisdom with lessons from history. Today's episode is about the Aesop Fable, Belling the Cat, and the Soviet Missile Crisis. Like and subscribe. The mice once called a meeting to decide on a plan to free themselves of their enemy, the cat. At least they wished to find some way of knowing when she was coming, so they might have time to run away. Indeed, something had to be done, for they lived in such constant fear of her claws that they hardly dared stir from their dens by night or day. Many plans were discussed, but none of them was thought good enough. At last, a very young mouse got up and said, "I have a plan that seems very simple, but I know it will be successful. All we have to do is to hang a bell around the cat's neck. When we hear the bell ringing, we will know immediately that our enemy is coming." All the mice were very surprised that they had not thought of such a plan before. But in the midst of the rejoicing over their good fortune, an old mouse arose and said, "I will say that the plan of the young mouse is very good, but let me ask one question. Who will bell the cat?" The Aesop fable of belling the cat speaks to the heart of human challenges, particularly the notion of conceptualizing plans versus the daunting task of implementing them. It vividly illustrates the gap between idea and execution, a lesson that resonates across centuries and is mirrored in countless true-life events throughout history. Among such stories, the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 stands out as a striking parallel, embodying the essence of strategic planning confronted with the harsh realities of execution and the brinkmanship of international diplomacy. In October 1962, the world teetered on the edge of nuclear war. The Soviet Union had installed nuclear missiles in Cuba, merely 90 miles from the shores of the United States. This bold move was the climax of escalating Cold War tensions and a strategic plan by Nikita Khrushchev to counteract American missiles in Turkey and Italy, effectively belling the cat of US military superiority. The plan seemed straightforward from the Soviet perspective: deter a potential US invasion of Cuba and rebalance the strategic scales. However, the execution of this plan brought unforeseen challenges and risks, much like the mice's proposal to bell the cat. The presence of Soviet missiles in Cuba was detected by American reconnaissance, leading to a 13-day confrontation that brought the world to the brink of nuclear annihilation. President John F. Kennedy, faced with the monumental task of addressing this threat, convened the Executive Committee of the National Security Council, ExComm. The discussions within ExComm mirrored the debate among the mice. Various plans were proposed, from an outright invasion of Cuba to diplomatic negotiations. Yet, each plan carried with it immense risks, and the question loomed large. Who would bell the cat? Who would take the steps necessary to address the Soviet challenge without triggering a nuclear war? The resolution of the Cuban Missile Crisis came through a complex mix of public posturing and private diplomacy. Kennedy announced a naval blockade of Cuba, a move that was both an act of defiance and a strategic measure short of outright aggression. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, letters were exchanged between Kennedy and Khrushchev, leading to a tense but ultimately successful negotiation. The Soviets agreed to withdraw their missiles from Cuba, while the United States pledged not to invade Cuba and secretly agreed to remove its missiles from Turkey and Italy at a later date. This historical event, much like the fable, underscores the difference between devising a plan and the complexities involved in its implementation. The courage and diplomacy displayed by Kennedy and Khrushchev in navigating this perilous moment in history reflect the old mouse's wisdom in questioning who would bell the cat. It illustrates the importance of leadership, courage, and the willingness to confront difficult tasks directly, even when the path is fraught with danger. The Cuban Missile Crisis teaches us that while planning is crucial, the true test of leadership lies in execution. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for ingenuity, diplomacy, and the pursuit of peace, even in the face of potential catastrophe. This story, drawn from the depths of history, resonates with the timeless lesson of belling the cat, reminding us that the greatest plans require not just vision, but the bravery to carry them out. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell icon. See you on our next episode.